Alex Sparic taking the shot, scores!
What a move! What a goal! How about that?
Handles his way to the net, scores! Oh my goodness!
NOJHL Game Day back once again. What's up, everybody? I'm Alex Vasivansky. Welcome back into our league studio. Lots has gone down in a short period of time. I'm here to tell you all about it before puck drop, so let's go.
Cowell sends it in now for Boys. Boys, nifty pass out front, they score! The Powassan Voodoos are in flight here. Ryan McCoy with his first of the season.
Powassan notching its first goal of the year as they hosted Timmins last night. Unfortunately for them, that's as good as it got. Brent Romanuk scored twice for the Rock as they got just a sliver of revenge on the Voodoos, who knocked them out of the playoffs last year. Timmins cruising to the 5-1 win on the road in Powassan. The Sioux Eagles visited the Paper Kings in Espanola, and it was the Road Warriors drawing first blood in this one.
Olin back to Forts, and I think he was looking the far side. Now great one-timer. What a pass by Fortson, and it's Schubert making no mistake.
Grady Murphy would respond for Espanola to tie things up at one apiece right here, but just 8 seconds later, the Eagles would pull ahead once again off a beauty, courtesy of Cooper Fredericks.
And Murphy for having the presence to know that not. Oh, wow! Quick response by Fredericks.
Yeah, top shelf where mom tries to hide the cookies. The Eagles were finding that top corner consistently as they spoil the Espanola home opener by taking down the Paper Kings 5-3. Hearst was opening its season on the road against the defending champion Cubs, who tied their first game the day before, and rookie Tannen Eiserhoff continued to light it up for the home side after notching 2 goals in the opener.
Shin guard and wide. Walker recollects. Hit that tipped in front, they score! And guess who? Tannen Eiserhoff! His third goal of the season, and the Cubs have opened the scoring.
Great start for the rookie, but Hearst came to play in this one. Matthew Como with the gorgeous snipe tied things up at one apiece. And in the second frame, Damian Lemoyne banged home one of his 2 markers on the night right there to pull the Lumberjacks ahead. They were never really threatened on this night as they dropped the Cubs 6-2, leaving the defending champions winless in 2 games to start the campaign. Okay, on tap today, 5 games on the schedule. Let's take a look. The Eagles facing the Thunderbirds in a cross-border battle. The Lumberjacks taking on the Beavers. Elliot Lake heads to Powassan to take on the Voodoos. Also, Timmins taking on French River, and Kirkland Lake facing Iroquois Falls. Let's take a look at that contest first. 2 teams making their season debut, and 2 squads who were very familiar with one another last season, as the Storm won the season series, taking 7 of the 10 games they played. Now, Iroquois Falls enters the campaign looking to improve on last season's 35 points, which was good enough for 4th in the East and got them into the playoffs, but they were swept by Timmins in the first round, and they're hoping that Max Jugnoth will continue to lead the way. The 19-year-old Calgary native put up 41 points for the Storm last season, and that total was good for first on the team in scoring. The Gold Miners want to put last season in the rearview mirror. It was a tough one, no question about it. They finished 5th in the East, missing the postseason, and their goal differential was minus 149. That was the 2nd worst in the league. On the positive side of things, Indy Abrush had a fantastic rookie season, notching 47 points to lead the team. He's back, and big things are expected from the 19-year-old this season as the Miners strive for a playoff berth. Okay, another team making its season debut tonight are the Elliot Lake Vikings, who face the Powassan Voodoos. Last season head-to-head, they only played twice, and it was the Voodoos who took both games. The Vikings, of course, last season were the nomads of the league. Due to Centennial Arena being temporarily closed, it will be reopened in October. They obviously can't wait to be home again and should certainly improve on last season, which saw them miss the playoffs. They'll need Matthew Callow to continue to be solid on the blue line to help improve their goal differential. The Vikes had the worst GD in the league last year at minus 233. The French River Rapids make their season debut tonight as they'll be hosting the Timmins Rock. The Rapids are another squad hoping to exercise the demons of last season. They finished with just 22 points on the campaign. They ended up 6th place out east, missing the postseason. But they've got Dominic Bisdal returning this year. The 20-year-old Kirkland, Quebec native led the team with 43 points, and he'll look to build on that total in this campaign. Hearst visits Blind River as the Beavers get their season underway, and they were an absolute juggernaut last year, finishing with 91 points and capturing the regular season title in the process. Unfortunately for them, their title hopes were dashed in the semifinals at the hands of eventual champion Sudbury. And with a lot of their scoring departing after last season, they expect Wyatt Gibson to step up. He had a solid rookie season with 30 points and should improve on those numbers this season. Finally, it's a cross-border Sioux battle as the Eagles will face the Thunderbirds, and they say familiarity breeds contempt, and these two squads faced each other 12 times last season, with the T-Birds winning 7 of those contests. Okay, your primetime player from last night. Many great nominees, but Damian Lemoyne is our choice. The 18-year-old playing with his hometown Lumberjacks. He was a force against the Cubs, matching 3 points and being named the game's first star. How about the play of the day? Give it to Cooper Fredericks for this gorgeous snipe against Espanola.
And Murphy for having the presence to know that not. Oh, wow. Quick response by Fredericks. Holy smokes.
Yeah, and just remember, of course, that to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the NOJHL, you can head to the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. Now it's off to the rink for puck drop. Enjoy the game.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
And we welcome you inside the Powassan Sportsplex as we get set for game number 2 of the NOJHL season for the Powassan Voodoos as they look to get off the schneid and get into the win column here against the Elliot Lake Vikings. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Ben Long. I might have lied yesterday when I said today was going to be the Ben Long and Matt Sukram show, but things changed at the last second, and I'm here now and super excited to be with Ben Long. Hi, Ben.
Speaking of last second, we're having a last-second technical difficulty on the ice right in front of us here. The Zamboni seems to be stuck, and the water stopped pouring out of it for now, so that's a plus size, and looks like they're pushing the Zamboni.
No, he's trying to get the propane going here. I don't know. I'm not equipped to deal with play-by-play of a Zamboni, so as they say, let's do that hockey. Giving you some updates from last night, of course, you know, the NOJHL Game Day, which is a new feature this year. An absolutely fantastic job, by the way, and really puts a highlight on an already great Junior A league. But they talked about the Voodoos and Timmins last night. Timmins winning 5-1 over the Voodoos here at home. The only goal scorer for Powassan was Ryan McCoy, a defenseman, as now Elliot Lake kind of pours out onto the bench as they're ready to go. The Voodoos not really sure. The clock has stopped as well, so we'll see what happens here as they're still kind of going with the Zamboni. But Ben, you were in attendance yesterday for that game against the Timmins Rock. You weren't on the broadcast. What were your thoughts on that game for Powassan?
There were some issues with the teamwork being complete team play. Like, there's a lot of individual efforts I saw where guys were, not maybe necessarily doing what it takes to get the puck out of their own zone. There was a lot of sort of dodging away from hits and turning over the puck, and sort of a lot of sloppy little plays that were sort of, you can chalk up to a team loss. There was a few bright spots, though. McCoy's goal was a very nice play. There was some great plays by several other players as well. But specifically on the McCoy point, I remember the one training camp game that I was here for. I saw him and I was like, ooh, he's going to be a nasty player to play against. Like, he just had, even in training camp, he was playing with toughness. And yesterday he laid a bunch of hits and he did a bunch of, had the nice goal there on a jumping on up in the rush. And I think he's going to be a fantastic end on the back end for Powassan here.
Looks like they're getting the propane. And you know what? I drive a forklift at work that runs on propane, and nothing's more frustrating than when you run out of propane away from where you get the propane from. I said propane so much, I sound like I'm on King of the Hill, but here we are anyways. It looks like hopefully that is the remedy here, as I'm sure it's got to be a little embarrassing right now with everyone kind of watching you.
Yeah.
In this situation. So again, the Voodoos to play against the Elliot Lake Vikings. This game was rescheduled as it was initially set to take place the day of Hockeyville game, which Elliot Lake is hosting. The game is being played on September 29th in Sudbury between the Ottawa Senators and Pittsburgh Penguins. And of course, someone here also very familiar with Hockeyville, and that's Chris Dawson, who helped really promote the Elliot Lake situation as well. And it's really good to see Elliot Lake getting what they're getting with it, because they weren't allowed to play at Centennial Arena last season. And this year it looks like they will, as October 4th is that date on the calendar so far for Elliot Lake to return home.
That's really fantastic for them. And, these rinks are really crucial in these northern communities like this. So for a town to have lost its rink and the team to lose its home ice is really a detrimental thing for everyone involved. And as you can hear, there's the crowd's erupting in the background as the Zamboni starts to move again. But yeah, so it's really nice to see Elliot get it back again.
He has 2 stripes still to do, so I don't know if he's just going to get off the ice and say, oh no, he's going to do it.
No, he's pulling around.
Yeah.
And if you hear over the loudspeaker, there's the I Want to Drive the Zamboni song playing. I'm sure.
You just missed this section here, but it is what it is.
Not sure what's going on with that, but
yeah,
I'm sure whoever wants to drive the Zamboni wants to not have it run out of fuel in the middle of their drive.
At least it's not like the one that caught on fire a couple of years ago that everyone saw, or the one that's literally spinning out of control and hits the boards. But it is a rite of passage in Canada to want to drive a Zamboni.
I think so. I mean, I think everyone, at least as a small child at some point, thinks that's what they want to do with their life.
I mean, I still kind of want to.
It's a noble profession that, it's a thankless profession also. I like to be praised a little more than I think a Zamboni
that's fair.
gets applauded.
You're looking for attaboys, eh?
Yeah.
I was told when I started my job that we were all out of attaboys. So.
I went into the IT field, which is not
no
great
attaboys.
for that.
There's no attaboys.
There's two minds of people that hire you for IT. This isn't working, why do we pay you? Or this is working, why do we pay you?
Voodoos forward Owen Cal, also acquired by the Voodoos this summer for a development fee, gets to face his former team for the first time. Other lineup notes here for the Voodoos. Jackson Smith, the captain, sitting his second game along with Heath Bradley. They're sitting 2 of 3 game suspensions. And again, after playing the majority of their home games in Massey last season, they also played in Blind River. The New Look Vikings have improved their lineup, bringing in some experienced players from BC's VIJHL and the NCDC in the U.S. That's almost like a ACDC cover band.
I think it might be.
Matt Nesbitt's in his first season. He's looking to improve on a 5-48, 1-4 record that the team went through last year, 12th overall. And I mean, while the record's really not good, you can kind of also understand considering they didn't really have a home.
Yeah. Now speaking of Owen Kyle, he's listed as on the starting lineup for the Powassan Voodoos today. Our sponsor for our starting lineups is Gateway Golf. We don't have an ad to play for you for them yet, but it's a fantastic facility that they have there down on Oak Street in North Bay. I'm sure we'll become regulars there, especially as the winter wears on and we're not able to get to an actual golf course.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It was really fun. The one time I got to play a hole there just when we were talking to them.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it is when you shoot the ball, the tee goes back into the ground and comes up with another ball.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to do anything. Just I got a couple of
I don't even have
pops
to bend down to.
Yeah, I mean, amazing, right? I mean, golf's supposed to be a sport, and they just keep making it perfect for lazy folks like me.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. But yeah, no, it's a great facility. They got food on the property. You can go down there, have a couple of pops with your bud, and yeah, play some golf. Everyone gets to sit there and watch you and realize, oh my God, you're not that good at golf. But hey, it is what it is. So.
And I've heard that the food there is fantastic.
Top tier from what I've heard too. I haven't had a chance to check out the food, but here it is. Matt Callow, also a key returner. This is his third season in the NOJHL. He's going to bring leadership to the group. Nate Dugwell, he's heading into his second year with the team. And Carter Carrier is a second-year defenseman with the Vikings. He won't turn 17 until mid-November. It's kind of impressive to have players want to come back. I think that's got to speak a lot to, the culture around the organization to have them want to come back after the season that Elliot Lake had last year.
Yeah, that really, when you have a tough year like that, for someone to say, yeah, I'm in. Sign me up again, coach.
Yeah.
You really got to have an environment where they want to be there. They got to believe that if you had a rough year, change is coming, or you're building something that's really quite impressive.
Yeah, it is for sure. Newcomers we got for you. We got Mason Windsor, who joins the Vikings from the Comox Valley Glacier Kings in the VIJHL in British Columbia. He will be the team captain at 20 and will play a big role as a two-way center. Dylan Hendricks skated last season with the Twin City Thunder in the NCDC. He enters his third year of junior A hockey. And Justin Pishore is another recruit for Comox Valley. So he's obviously no stranger to Mason Windsor. And we'll see these guys in action here as we get set for action here as the teams come out after the Zamboni mishap. And now the teams are just waiting for opening puck drop.
And now the refs are fixing up a spot where the Zamboni had stopped and put down the container. It left a circle in the ice. So the refs are packing in some snow, using a puck to pack it down, and I think we're gesturing for a water bottle, but we have the national anthems coming up momentarily.
Starting goaltenders tonight is Tyson Wilcox. He got the start last night. Allowed 5 goals, but he looked very good for most of the game. And we'll be right back on the other side of the national anthems. All right, as I was saying before the national anthems, Tyson Wilcox will get the start. He played spot minutes last year for Powassan as he found himself down the depth chart behind Daniel DeRoccolo, Miles Gordon, and Patrick Charette when he was acquired at the deadline. But he's the starter here tonight. He was a starter last night as well. And backing him up is Carson Ruddy. In the other goal is Ryder Lally, who also finds himself as his hometown, hailing from Comox Valley. So he's a little far away from home here playing in this game, and this is his first NOJHL game as he gets a pat there. And ready to start his season, as we are also ready to start game 2 here very shortly, Ben.
I'm really excited to have another season under the way, be back on the air here again. You're getting quite quickly towards it being into mid-season form, but I'm sure I'm going to be still in the early season shape.
2 games in 2 days, 3 in just over a week, as we get set for the opening draw here, as Adam Morrell, the referee, lines up. Should be a good one here. Puck is won back by the Voodoos, and the Elliot Lake Vikings in their road whites are going left to right to start this one. The Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left. Gunner with the puck quickly. Outlet pass, and the Voodoos have space. Cal down the ice. Cal with a shot. That one's blocked and out of play again. Owen Cal playing against his former team here, as he spent last season with Elliot Lake before a trade to the Voodoos in the early summer.
And this line's looking like they're really speedy. I mean, Nisa up the center, he is just such a quick skater. Gunner and Cal both can move as well.
Russo in for the draw for Powassan. Tried to get it to Schonenborn, but he couldn't quite get it over to him. Now the Vikings chip it out of the end. Sam Rive, battalion prospect, looked good in his first game last night as a 16-year-old in Junior A. Schonenborn tried to tip it out, and the puck is in on Wilcox, as he kicks that one aside. Again, Wilcox looked good for the majority of the game last night. I'm sure there's probably 3 out of those 4 goals or 3 out of those 5 goals he probably wants back, and then a couple just weren't his fault. Pelche from Quebec City applying it straight here in Powassan. Russo tried to get the puck out quickly, but couldn't quite get on it. Now Rive with the puck. Rive up for Schonenborn. And now Elliot Lake has possession in the neutral zone. That's Jib up the ice now quickly. Near side. As Carrier took the pass across the ice. No one found it. As now Rotundo tries to get the puck out of the zone, or rather Dubroy. McKillop playing his first game here for Powassan, as he had to sit out yesterday after a suspension as well. All stemming from that final preseason game against French River last weekend, where that game got out of hand real quick. Now McKillop tried to get a hold of it and is down through the neutral zone. Caleb Dawson with the puck. Goes cross ice looking for his former teammate with the Trappers, Caden Cowell, who he is promptly put on the ice. And skates off. Now the puck is still in Elliot Lake territory. Elliot Lake with possession. Down the ice through the neutral zone. Coming up quickly. With a good chances that's out front for Wilcox, as he just covers it up, and we're just over 2 minutes gone in this opening frame, and there will be another offensive zone draw for the Vikings.
I'm sure Wilcox, being back in the net, wants to have a couple good quick touches, just kind of get his puck and get that stable feeling again, as Boston is a last-minute change to bring out the Russo line again. They line up to the blocker side.
And we're going to have to get a redo on that draw. Adam McKillop, though, it'll be interesting to see how he fits in here. Again, he said to me early in July at the July camp that, you know, I'm not here to get a lot of points as a defenseman. I'm here to stop goals.
I mean, that's their job, right?
I mean, the modern defenseman, though, is becoming more of a hybrid, right?
That's true.
But you still have to appreciate a good, sturdy defenseman. And they might not be flashy at the NHL level, but, man, teams that go far usually have 1 or 2 really good defensive defensemen.
Let's say even the hybrid defensemen don't fare as well against super flashy forwards, so to have a good shutdown guy is essential.
Far side, falling to the ice was DeCalloway. Now cross ice is picked off by McCoy, as that was a good chance there for the Vikings. That was Kedrov. And now going for a bit of a skate is McCoy. McCoy with the lone goal this season took a shot, and that's off a stick and out of play.
And as we talked about earlier, I think his physicality, I didn't expect to see him being the scoring leader on the team, but one game in he is.
Well, he's tied, technically, point-wise. But goal-scoring-wise, he's
goal scoring, yeah. That's what I meant. Early season, remember.
Puck won by the Vikings and sent down the ice. Rive tried to corral it, and it bounces down in on Wilcox, who plays it back to Rive, as he had a Viking player running in on him real quick. Now going the other way in. Lally gets his first touch as he just punches that one away. With Chalesky, too, who had the chance in on Wilcox. And now the puck is off of Ellard and knocked out of play, so we'll get a stoppage here with 16:50 left in the first period.
And that playoff of Ellard was because Rive made a pinch in and caused the player to steer directly into Ellard. And as you mentioned, Rive earlier is a 16-year-old playing in this league, which is a rarity, especially for a defenseman, as it takes usually a bit more time for defensemen to mature. So he really is looking good so far, though.
Nearly given away there by McKillop, but he gets to the puck. And now it is given away. Chance coming in on Wilcox. Save there. Rebound chance. And that might have just missed his net. And it's out of play. Wilcox tested early here with a couple of grade A chances there for Elliot Lake.
Yeah, I think he might have got a little lucky on that shot that missed the net that he had trouble struggling over. He was almost tied up with one of his own players. They certainly haven't done him any huge favors tonight with some plays like that where they just turn it over. They've got to make sure they're getting clean plays out of their own zone.
Shots so far, 2-0 in favor of the Vikings. Another chance through traffic, couldn't quite get through to Wilcox though, as now the puck back to the neutral zone and into the Elliot Lake zone, but chipped up quickly by the Vikings. McKillop with the puck. He's part of this leadership group too, wearing an A. Now Cowell with it. Cowell throws the puck to nobody. It gets back to the point for DeBox. DeBox throws it towards the net. Now Cowell could have had a chance. Another chance there for Dawson is blocked in front by Elliot Lake. Vikings, as the Voodoos start to get some offensive presence here. DeBox with it, sends it back up. Dawson sends it to the near side for Dubroy. And that line is going to get off for a change. Vikings into the neutral zone. Russo has it at his blue line. Russo chips the puck down the ice. Elliot Lake just sends it right back. And now Pelche battling for it along with Russo. And coming away with that one is Gould. Sent a shot, blocked. Now cross ice. Elliot Lake with it once again. Gould got a touch on it. McCoy picks it up though, and it's taken by Pelche. Pelche goes for a bit of a skate, walks in, takes a sharp angle shot. Big save there by Lally with the glove, and we'll get a stoppage here, as that was a good chance for Nathan Pelche.
That was a great play by him to pick up the puck and weave his way through a few players and get a good shot off, but Lally was equal to the task with a beautiful glove save there. That's, as a goalie, I mean, his equipment's looking awfully white right now, but he's taken a few marks off of it so far today.
That's how I felt about last weekend. Another chance there by Anthony Boyes, and another big glove save there by Lally, as that glove's getting broken in here pretty quickly. But that's sorry, I was just going to say, last weekend Miles Gordon's pads looked a little bit too white as he got new equipment too, as that's going to go for offside against the Voodoos.
I'm not sure if Lally's showing them a little extra space on the glove side because he likes using that trapper or what's going on, but that's two shots that have gone right to his glove.
It's like a vacuum just sucking it up. Voodoos with two good chances though on their first two shots of the game. And now the puck hits somebody on the bench, so that'll be stopped and out of play. 16:03, or rather 15:03 left here in the first period.
Oh, that Powassan clock.
Yeah, it's a little bit messed up today, eh? The one is a little small.
Almost looks like apostrophe 5 o'clock.
Vikings get the puck into Voodoos territory, but it's offside. So we'll get another stoppage here, as the stops are coming fast and furious.
And that was a great job by Call to hold the line and keep the puck out and prevent the Vikings from getting a nice little break in and a possibly a dangerous chance on Wilcox.
Jib in for the draw against Misa. It's one back, and Jib gets it back to his defenseman. That's Pishore, or rather Gravel. Out in front, big save by Wilcox. Oh my goodness. Tyson Wilcox got the pad over
and made a big stop as the puck bounced out in front of the Voodoos net. Another chance, and that one's knocked aside as the Vikings were able to, or fanned on that pass, or that shot attempt, I should say. But wow, what a stop by Wilcox out of a seemingly nothing play. Now Gunner gets the puck down the ice. Quickly in is Cal. Cal looking out front, tipped in front. Oh, good chance there. Stopped by Lally, though. As the Voodoos and the Vikings trading some grade A chances here. Now once again with possession. As Carrier walking his way up. Just dumps it in. Wilcox kicks it off into the corner. And now going the other way, Powassan. The box sends it in. It's behind the net, now into the far side corner. As the game's speed feels like it's opened up a little bit. And the Vikings get it into Voodoos territory. Jib couldn't quite get the shot away. And now, once again, Vikings have possession in their own zone through the neutral zone. They dump it in. McKillop will get to it on the near side. McKillop with possession. Goes for a skate to behind his net. Dugwell up there for the Elliot Lake. Now they go far side. DuBroy missed the pass, though, and now McKillop gets to it, and he's just going to dump it down the ice, in which, no, they're not going to call icing on that one, and I agree. The Vikings player was right there. That was Callow. He could have, or Pishore, sorry. He could have easily gotten to it. Now coming in, Elliot Lake with a chance. That one goes just high and wide. Now another one goes cross ice and into the corner for Schonenborn. Schonenborn gets the puck down the ice for Pelche. Pelche with Russo. Pelche in, stops up at the half wall. Gets it back to the point for McCoy. McCoy with a shot. Was looking for the tip by Russo, and that one stopped by Lally and turned into the corner. Now Elliot Lake through the neutral zone. McCoy pinching up a little bit, gets Elliot Lake by him, but now he picks up the puck in his own zone and gets it down the ice for Pelche. Pelche to Russo. Russo walks in, takes a shot. Lally with the save. And then Pelche came in for a rebound chance, but it was already covered up.
That was a danger shot by Russo that looked like he almost had Lally handcuffed there. It's one of those rising ones that are just sort of into your blocker, halfway into the body, and it's awkward positioning for a goaltender to have to make. But Lally made the save and covered up. And here we are with another face-off with Ellard in for the Voodoos.
Caleb Ellard in for the draw with Anthony Boyes, another former U18 Trapper from that championship team. And now it looks like somebody's getting called for a penalty here on the face-off. And now it looks like the Voodoos are going to the power play on the face-off violation. So Powassan will get the first man advantage here today. They weren't able to score on a man advantage yesterday. We'll have to see if their fortunes change here today, Ben.
I'm not sure what that penalty was for.
It's you get 2 face-off warnings, and then you get a penalty.
Okay.
Now it's back to the point for DuBroy. Chance for Rive made its way through, and that was turned aside by Lally. Now Rive in for his man, and it's tipped down the ice and all the way down for Wilcox to play it. Wilcox leaving it for Rive. And Rive just slowly allows things to settle in front of him. Rive in for the chance behind the net, and now it's to the point. Back for McCoy. Cal had it knocked out of the zone on him to Misa. Now Misa back in his own zone. Misa with some speed, chips the puck down in. Lally plays it behind his net. And it's back to the point, but kept in by Rotundo. Rotundo for his man. Cal got it to DuBroy. Now Cal bats it out of the air with his hand. And DuBroy gets to it as that'll go for a hand pass.
The power play's looking pretty good. They're getting a little bit of control. I really wish I could see them settle down a bit more with the puck once they get it in the zone. It's a little bit more frantic than I like to see, and I'm sure that's probably the notes they're getting back on the bench when they get there. But after last year, I'm sure we're in for a big step up this year.
Here's hoping for the Voodoos. This is an area that they struggled with last year, was the power play. Penalty kill was fantastic. Penalty kill yesterday was fantastic too. Rotundo, drop pass to Dawson. Dawson, near side to Russo. They're going to call that offside as we have less than a minute left on the power play. 11:04 left in the game, or in the first period, I should say.
It's looking like 38 seconds, I'm guessing.
Who knows? We love that stanchion over there.
Oh, yeah.
Rotundo tried to punch it forward for Russo, and now Rotundo gets it in. Rotundo sends it down around the end wall. Pelche gets to it first on the far side. Pelche behind the net. Was looking out front. He still has it. He gets it back to the point for Rotundo. Rotundo shovels it back in, looking for Cowell. Now battling Russo on the half wall. Got it to Rotundo, but now the puck down the ice. Dawson in a foot race with Windsor. And he just gets it up to Russo. Russo out for Pelche. Pelche looks to go find an option. He does find one to Cowell in deep. And that'll bring us back to 5-on-5 as the Voodoos can't convert on the power play. But the Vikings can't get it out as Russo sends it back towards the net. And now Pelche still battling with it as he tried to get it to Cowell. Another chance there on the rebound. Cowell knocked down rather, I should say, as he draws a penalty on that one. But the Voodoos with another chance there as Russo got the shot away. And then Cowell draws the penalty as he's tripped up.
Pelche and Cowell both are looking dangerous out there with the puck. They just have the ability to strip the other team of it and take good control. I'm really looking forward to see them working more on the power play this year for Powassan.
Should be a fun time for sure. We'll see if they're able to convert on this second opportunity. That's basically 2 power plays in a row, but it's knocked down the ice and Dubroy can't keep it in, so Rive gets it back into his own end, takes it behind the net. He goes for a bit of a skate with it, gets around his man, and now he goes all the way down to into the offensive zone before he's knocked off the puck after a pass from Dubroy. Rive had it taken off his stick, and the puck is sent down. Wilcox just stops it up behind his net, and Cal comes to play it. Cal picks it up, and now he goes for a skate. Cal, near side, gets around behind the net, carries it all the way around the zone. He stops up on the boards, walks in, couldn't quite get a handle on it though as he sends it back to the point now. Rotundo to Cal. Cal takes a shot, stopped by Lally, rebound chance. There as the Voodoos tried to get to it. It's still free somehow as it's under the Vikings defender. Now Gunner with it. Back to Rotundo. Rotundo with a shot, and that one's off Lally and out of play. Shots on goal now favor Powassan 9-4 after they've had some good chances here on back-to-back power plays. But we're under a minute left on this second straight power play. The penalty went to Callow, by the way.
And this power play has looked a lot stronger for Powassan. They've been really done a better job setting up, moving the puck around in the offensive zone and getting a couple shots toward the net, even though a lot of them are getting deflected along the way.
Russo in for the draw, kicks it back to the point for Rotundo. Rotundo walks the line, gets it over for Cowell. Cowell with a shot, that one's blocked by the Vikings. Now Dawson back to the point again for Rotundo. Rotundo for Dawson. Dawson cross ice to Cowell. Cowell with a shot. And that one's stopped by the stick of Lally. And now Rotundo trying to keep the puck in. He does. No. They're going to call a penalty now. Either against Russo or Rotundo. I believe they pointed at Russo. It looks like Russo is going to be the one to go.
It's 2 minutes for interference on that play there, which is an unfortunate penalty to take with 30-some seconds left in the previous one.
Russo is one of the best penalty killers in the league and the best penalty killer for the Voodoos, especially with Alex Little graduating last year. The Voodoos were very fortunate last year. They were able to use Alex Little like a forward on the penalty kill, so they had 3 defensemen out there.
Yeah, he was super useful as a utility player. I think he played a couple of games, even played forward for the whole game.
He did, yeah. Thanks to
injuries and
stuff, but it looks like we've reached actually our mid-period break.
Oh.
Which is strange, but I guess it's technically 4-on-4, so it's even up. It's not really a penalty right now. So we'll be back with more on the other side of this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex as we get set for the second half of this first period. 0-0 is the score. There have been a few good chances, though, between both teams as the Voodoos and Vikings are trading penalties here as the Voodoos were on back-to-back power plays, and now there's going to be some 4-on-4 for about 30-some seconds, and then We'll get back to power play opportunity for the Vikings. Courtney Kenny pleased to be joined by Ben Long. 8:42 left as the puck is dropped. McCoy behind his net gets it to DeCallaway. DeCallaway to Cal. And now it's to McCoy. McCoy chipping the puck in. And we'll have to see how this Voodoo penalty kill does without Justin Russo. The Vikings in their own zone. Losing the handle on it. As it's kept back in, Lally out to play it. Leaves it. As now the Vikings are on the power play for 1:20. Elliot Lake with possession in Voodoo's territory, but Cal gets to it and sends it down the ice. And the Voodoos will make a quick change. Vikings with possession. Through the neutral zone. Going cross ice. Dawson would have had a high stick if a Voodoo player had touched it, but instead Elliot Lake touches up. So no call coming on that one. That was Iman that got to it. Now sent in for McKillop. McKillop with a good stick, sends it back, and it hops over at the blue line. Kedrov's stick, and now for Dawson. Dawson in Vikings territory. He's just being a menace here on the penalty kill, but eventually Elliot Lake gets it back down the ice. 40 seconds left. Kedrov with it. Back on the half wall for Kedrov. Kedrov takes the shot. He picked the top corner near side, and it flew over the net. Now McKillop in there disrupting his play behind the net. As there's just some kicking at it now. Some emphatic kicking, in fact, by Iman. And now the puck sent down by the Voodoos and out of the zone. As McKillop still has some words here with his man. As the Vikings send it back in, it's delayed offside, so they have to regroup. And now it looks like the Voodoos will kill off the remaining time on this penalty. Rive with it. Gets it up for Dubroy. We're back to 5-on-5. Caden Dubroy sends the puck in on Lally. Lally with a stop. As the Vikings couldn't even get a shot on that power play. Now Russo, he put it out front, was looking for Dubroy. Dubroy was not in a position to shoot, as Russo was really the only one in a position there to take the shot. Now behind the net, Pelche all over his man, wins the puck out front, they score! Justin Russo took the shot that time as he gets his first of the season and the Voodoos are in flight. It's 1-0.
As we mentioned earlier, Pelche grabs the puck in the opposition zone, finds Russo right out front, who had a clear space to put it top shelf past that glove that we talked about earlier. Back to net, and the Powassan have their second lead of the season.
They started out yesterday 1-0 in that game too. Hopefully they're able to keep things going here for their sake, as Timmins was able to come back and score 5 unanswered. Second goal of the season for Powassan, first in this game. DeCallaway to the puck on the far side. Sends the puck down the ice. Boys in a foot race. That shouldn't go for icing, as Boys is there, but it's Elliot Lake that gets to it first. Dinez also in there as well. Battling for possession still. Elliot Lake down the ice. Good chance here for the Vikings, as they're knocked down on the far side. 12-4 the shots in favor of Powassan. 5:30 left in this first period. It's 1-0, as now bodies are just falling everywhere, and a Viking player at the bottom of the heap.
Yeah, he's looking a little slow to get up. I think he fell into the boards awkwardly there. But there's been a lot of contact in this game, and it's been exciting to watch as a spectator, at least. And I'm sure, I remember from my playing hockey days, it was never at this level, that, you know, when games get physical, those are the fun ones to be in.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of fun out there in general, but it might get a little bit heated quickly. Also, keep in mind, as the puck down the ice hits a Vikings player, so no icing. We'll talk about that at the next whistle. Gunner battling for it. Gets possession. Tries to walk out. He nearly does, as he still somehow has it on the near side half wall. And the shot out front. Oh, Cal! So close to making it 2-0, as he had a wide open cage and he put it over top. Now out front, Gunner couldn't get the shot away, as the pass was in his skates at first. And Elliot Lake was all over him within seconds. Sent down the ice, nearly picked off by Cal. Now McKillop has it in his own zone. McKillop gets it up for Gunner. Gunner just decides to float it in and go off for a change. As the Voodoos get some new recruits out on the ice. And it's quickly down into Voodoos territory for Elliot Lake. The Vikings battling it out. But Rive gets to it in his own zone. Rive thrown hard into the boards. That could have been dangerous. As now Elliot Lake once again threatening, but Schonenborn gets to it. Schonenborn down the ice. Walks in. Still has it. Takes a shot. Might have got a piece of it from on Lally, but hit behind the net anyways. Russo. And Schonenborn gets to it. Pelche with it as well. Pelche in the corner. Battling for it. Gets it back in. Just to the side of Lally out front. Another chance, and Pelche couldn't quite convert on that one either as Lally makes the save. But another thing to keep in mind, the Voodoos and Vikings are going to be a little bit more acquainted this season as it's not East versus West anymore. It's a whole 12-team division for an entire league. And it's going to be teams 1 through 8 that make the playoffs. So that means that every game is going to be extra important this year.
I like their changes. We talked about a similar system on air, I believe, me and you.
A couple of times. Down the ice, McCoy gets it to Cowell. Cowell tries to get the puck through to his man. Now to Callaway, picks it up in his own zone, and he sends it out of the zone before nearly taking a bit of a header. Vikings with possession. Get it down the ice. McCoy flips it right back in. Lally stops it up behind his net. Gives it to his man. And it's Callow that had it. Callow with possession in his own zone. Flips it down the ice. To box with the puck. And it's sent in for Cowell. Cowell in a foot race, but that'll go for icing. 3:04 left in this first period, but the other thing too, well, yes, everyone's in one division. You're still going to be mostly playing the teams geographically. So for the Voodoos, that's going to be French River, Sudbury, and Espanola. And the northern teams like Hearst, Timmins, Iroquois Falls, Kirkland Lake. And then you have the Vikings with the 2 Sioux teams and the Blind River Beavers. They're still going to be the majority of the teams you play. But you're going to see each team at least twice in Powassan. And the Voodoos will play each team at least twice on the road. As we're back underway here. Going to make for some long bus rides in some instances, I'm sure.
Yeah, that geographically is an unfortunate reality of living and playing up here.
Especially in the playoffs. Imagine the Sioux teams having to play like Hearst.
Right.
It's going to be a long ride regardless. The Voodoos had to play Hearst in the first round last year, and that's a 7-hour bus ride. As the puck down into Voodoos territory, Elliot Lake with a chance here. It's knocked off the stick of Gibb. Or Gibb, rather. If I'm saying that wrong, please send us a message. Gibb. Puck sent in. Nearly wide of Wilcox's net. Now Peashore with the shot. That one goes wide as well as he dumped it back in. Back to the point. Vikings with a chance. That one hits the end of the net, or end of the boards as well. Sent back in. Knocked down is McKillop. Getting into it again with Gibb as well. I think those are the two that had hostilities earlier in the game. We'll have to keep an eye on that one as this one goes forward.
Just friends being made out there, that's what it is.
Exactly. Best buds.
Lifetime friendships.
And they say hockey can't bring people together. As that's going to roll in on Wilcox, and it's going to go for a stoppage of play, 1:37 here. Also, another thing, ties are back in this league. As we saw the first game of the season end with a tie between the Sioux Thunderbirds and Greater Sudbury Cubs at 4-4. There's no more shootout. It was 7. You get 7 minutes of 3-on-3 hockey, and I love 3-on-3 hockey.
I enjoy it, and I enjoy shootouts. I feel both of them are not true reflections of hockey, though. Like, they're different things that I enjoy. So I like ties, though. I'm a fan of that as being a thing.
I just wish that they'd gone to a 3-point system like people want the NHL to do. 1:20 left here.
Regulation win, overtime win.
Yeah, so 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for an overtime loss.
Or a tie?
Yeah, so you still get the point for the tie, but you only get 2 for the regulation win. It's a good stick there by Rotundo, keeps the pass from coming out. Now Rive leads the charge, sends it down the ice, and we're into the final minute here. Vikings with the puck, tried to flip it out of the zone. Russo picked that one off, though, as he tried to pass it out front, looking for Pelche, and he's taken into the boards. Now the Vikings got the puck down the ice, but McCoy picks it up in his own zone. McCoy battling for possession. And now Schonenborn comes in and gets the puck on the far side half wall. Pelche in there as well. 30 seconds here left in the first period. Back to the point. That was Dugwell, got it in on Wilcox. And that one stopped and turned aside. Now it's back out to the neutral zone. Russo tried to will the puck forward. 20 seconds remain. McCoy with the puck again. Sent down the ice. Pelche got it to the middle of the ice for Schonenborn, and he overskated it. Now Pelche trying to will it in by himself. Brings the puck, walks out, walks across, takes the shot. That one's stopped by Lally. And that one, with 1 second left, 1.2 to be precise, goes out of play.
Schonenborn has looked good this season. I'd like to see more physicality out of his big frame, though.
He's a big boy out there for sure.
Like he's just head and shoulders above some of the other players. And to see him throw that frame around a bit more, I think would be...
Voodoos pulling Wilcox here, so that way they can get an extra skater on for the 1.2 seconds. And Jeremy Love, the timekeeper extraordinaire, saw the face-off and thought it went, but it has to be reset now to 1.2 seconds. He gets it, so he allowed the clock to run down the 1.2 seconds. And there we go as the puck's into the corner, and that'll stop play here in this first period. Voodoos take a lead at the end of the period for the first time this season. Ben, what'd you like before we go to the break?
A lot better puck control. I liked how they moved around on by that second power play. They really seemed to start to get a grip of a system, and I think that's going to be a strong thing for us this year. I always like scoring first as well.
Well, the Voodoos are 0-1 when they score first this season. We'll have to see if they're able to bring that number to 500 after this one. But with that being said, he's Ben, I'm Courtney. We'll be back with more Powassan Voodoos hockey on the other side of this intermission.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency. Kids Sport North Bay is an organization that helps kids who otherwise couldn't get in the game with grants of up to $500. You can donate or find out more at www.kidsportcanada.ca.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency. Kids Sport North Bay is an organization that helps kids who otherwise couldn't get in the game with grants of up to $500. You can donate or find out more at www.kidsportcanada.ca.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex as we get set for period number 2 between the Powassan Voodoos and the Elliot Lake Vikings. Looking forward to getting another period under our belts here in Powassan, as the Voodoos currently lead 1-0 off the strength of a Justin Russo tally in the first period. Voodoos also out shooting the Vikings 15-6 after the first period of play, and now it looks like, oh no, we looked like we were having issues with the door here in Powassan at first, but remember the time that it came down real hard?
But yeah, that was
broke.
Every time the Zamboni comes, like, that door is going to fall and smash it.
Well, it wasn't coming down at first, the opposite of the other issue that they had before.
Often they lead from one to the other, though.
As we just wait for the Vikings and the Voodoos to come out on the bench, the coaches are there. One thing I want to highlight, we talked about it yesterday in the game as well, but the Joshes are gone this year. Josh Hardiman moving south, heading back home, and of course starting a family. And Josh Dale, we'll hear and see a lot of him on our Trappers broadcast coming up this year, as he's the head coach of the U18 Trappers. But the new assistant head coach to help head coach Peter Goulet is former North Bay Centennial legend, former NHLer, and former KHL coach Vitaly Achmanov.
Yeah, that's a big plus to have in the NHL. They have someone with NHL experience and such extensive pro experience to really guide players who, a lot of these guys aren't going to make it that far, but a lot of them still have that aspiration. So to have someone who's been through it and been there is a huge plus for the team. And he's shown that he has coaching abilities at pro levels and at younger age levels as well. So
he's coached here before for half a season, but he played with some guy in LA now. I can't remember his name.
The mediocre one?
Yeah, Wayne something.
I think it was Blaine.
That's right.
Blaine Tretzky?
That's it. Yeah, there we go. Blaine Tretzky. Number 98? No, 99. Nobody can wear that jersey anymore in the NHL. As we're underway here in the second period, the Voodoos in their home greens are going left to right. The Vikings in their road whites are going right to left as puck is quickly into Voodoos territory, and a centering attempt is turned aside by the Voodoos. Now sent in on Wilcox, and he's going to cover that one up as he faces the first shot here in the second period for a quick start for the Vikings.
Yeah, they got a quick turnover and got the puck off, I think unexpectedly, and it was even tipped. Fortunately, the tip didn't get above the pad, and Wilcox was able to keep it in front of him and get that trapper down on it.
Wilcox has looked good after facing 7 shots, 6 in the first. Lally on the other side has looked excellent as well. Now McKillop with the puck behind his net. Sends the puck down the ice looking for Schonenborn. And now Russo gets to it. Pelche had the puck knocked away from him. And Schoenborn chasing after it, but the puck is back down to Voodoos territory. Russo picking it up. Russo to Schoenborn. Schoenborn had it knocked out of play, so we'll get another stoppage here. 19:22 on the clock. Hey, the one's come back fully.
Yeah, that's something. Let's go Arena.
Puck dropped near the Vikings bench, and the Vikings get to it. Callow gains the red line and dumps it in. Now McKillop with it, sends it around the end boards. Callow tried to keep it in, dumps it back in though. As DeBox gets to it and gets it up for Schoenborn. Now to DeBox, flipping it in. That one's off the trapper and knocked out of play by Lally. So we'll get another stoppage here. Just a minute and 1 second gone here in the second period as both teams try to find the rhythm.
It almost was as if that puck coming off of Lally's blocker was projected harder than it was shot at him as it flew up and hit the ceiling.
Back to the point, McCoy with a shot, and that one's blocked. And now Elliot Lake with some speed going the other way. Good chance there, good stick though by Dawson, negates the pass out front to the Vikings. And Elliot Lake still with possession in the Voodoo zone. Windsor got it back to the point. Dawson battling to get it out. Far side now, McCoy. Puck is brought towards the goal, but never a shot on Wilcox as Dubroy plays it to Cowell. Now to Callaway, overskates that one, and Dubroy gets it up in his equipment. Dubroy walks in. Caden Dubroy back to Cowell, takes the shot, and that one was off a stick and high over the net. As Caden Cowell coming close to a good chance there for Powassan. Dubroy gets to it again, sends it right back into Vikings territory, and then they peel off for a change. Callow quickly down the ice looking for his man, but the Voodoos pick it up in the neutral zone as Boys dumps it back in. Sent back down to Rotundo. Rotundo flips it into Vikings territory, takes the shot. That one's off the crossbar as Lally tried to swipe at it with his glove but couldn't quite get a hold of it, and it was off the crossbar and into the corner. Now Deniz sends it down. Ellard picks it up. Ellard sneaky fast there on that play, and the Vikings did a good job to negate a chance from him. Now Rotundo down the ice quickly. Was looking for Deniz on the far side, and he picks it up. Elliot Lake going the other way. Goes around, couldn't quite get a shot away. And now the puck in the near side corner. Sent back to the point. Elliot Lake throws it towards the net, nearly tipped towards the net by the skate of Rive. And now a delayed penalty coming to Elliot Lake here. Or is it Powassan? It was Powassan who touched the puck. I thought it was Elliot Lake getting it for sure.
I think Powassan's player tripped the guy and then fell over him. Or something.
No, Elliot Lake has the doors open on the Elliot Lake side.
Interesting.
Intriguing, you say? No, it's Rotundo going. So Rotundo's in the box. Let's do that hockey.
Yeah. There's a few near misses there that Powassan got lucky with on pucks that bounced off defensemen towards the net and one that was off Wilcox himself.
The box gets to it, sends the puck, takes a weird bounce. Never came out of the zone, but now Dubroy leads the charge shorthanded. Dubroy with a sharp angle shot. That one flies by cross ice. And now Kedrov nearly had the puck knocked away from him before Tomer gets to it. Now walking in, Dugwell tried to flip it back to the point. Dubroy with a good active stick knocked that one aside, but is still kept in by Elliot Lake. Back to Dugwell. Dugwell takes the shot, rebound chance, they score! And on the power play, Elliot Lake nets that one as there was a rebound and all alone in front. And that's Jib who was able to put the puck past Wilcox.
And Jib was covered. I didn't see who it was that was on him, but he turned around and left him just for a second, and that rebound showed up right at the right time for him. And he was all alone in front to make a quick little stick handle.
Sorry, that's Gould with the goal.
And, yeah, that was good quick hands by him to pull it off to the side around Wilcox and just tap it in.
Got to have some help when you make the first save sometimes. But it is a power play goal for the Vikings. And now we're tied up at 1 apiece. 16-21 here on the second period. Misa got through, tripped up though. And there will be a delayed penalty there. So now the Voodoos draw a penalty and look to go ahead again as Misa getting the call on that.
Well, that was a great play by him. And he was kind of broadcasted because he did it before on the little false start on that face-off. And then that time he successfully got through aside from being tripped up.
Draw coming to the far side of Lally's net. And now Elliot Lake gets it to the near side half wall for Dawson. Pelche in there as well. Dawson gets it back to the point for Rotundo. Rotundo, the offending party on that last penalty for the Voodoos, as he sends it out of the zone, not just by a hair, and Cal will put it back in, so it's delayed or offside. Wilcox sends it up for Dawson. Dawson on the near side half wall in his zone. Gets it to Rotundo. Rotundo goes cross ice, finds Russo. Russo was looking for Pelche in the middle, but his pass was broken up, but the Voodoos pick it back up. Now Dawson with a chance, the one-time effort, as he fanned on that one. Now Pelche back to Rotundo at the point, sends it in for Dawson in the corner. Dawson leaves it for Russo behind the net. Russo and Dawson picking it up. Back to Rotundo. Rotundo sends it from the point. Shot in on Lally as he's able to cover that one up, and now we get a couple of last-minute whacks.
I don't think he ever covered that up until after the whistle went.
Yeah, it was definitely loose for a little while, hence all the whacks at it. You could see it sitting there in the blue paint.
And I had a premonition from the spirit world before the game that Dawson was going to score a goal today. We'll see if the spirit world comes through.
If it's not, we're going to have to do something to figure it out.
Yeah. There'll be harsh consequences for that spirit world.
Dawson off the ice now. He looks to be in a little bit of pain. As now the referees are... He started with Peter. Now he's over to the Elliot Lake bench talking to Mike Nesbitt.
It's quite possible that this is just all right, have your boys settle down here. We don't want this pushing and shoving after every whistle stuff.
15-21 left. Still over a minute left on the power play. Misa, who drew the power play, out there on the faceoff. And it's won by Powassan. Cal, who had a grade A chance in the first period against his former team. Now gets it to Misa. Misa knocked down, sent back in, tipped just wide by the Voodoos. Cal in the near side corner. Cal gets the puck to the point. He's nearly taken off the puck, and now he is. And it's flipped out by Elliot Lake and out of play.
And the puck lands right in front of team owner Jim Bruce.
Yeah. As he just throws it right over. I mean, I was going to say, I don't think he needs a souvenir.
No. I think if there's anyone in the building, he's the one who keeps those pucks. Use them again. Use that one again.
Less than a minute left here on the man advantage for the Voodoos. As the Voodoos look to get their first power play goal of the year. And it's not going to start off that way as Wilcox is out to play the puck behind his net. Cal with possession in Voodoos territory. Little deke to get around his man. Now with some speed through the neutral zone. Leaves it up for Gunner. Left, back now to Callaway. To Callaway with a shot. That one's just wide of the net. Gunner flips it off the netting and is sent back down by Elliot Lake. And that'll likely kill off what remains on this power play attempt. As the Voodoos make a quick change to Callaway out to play it. All I can tell you is that there's, there we go, 5-on-5. All I could say was that there was less than a minute left on that power play. Mason Rotundo in his own zone. And there will be another penalty against Elliot Lake there as Rotundo draws the chance. So now Powassan, who had 2 straight power plays in the first, will get 2 straight here. You got to convert at some point.
And that was a very blatant hook. Though the Vikings bench is not happy about that call. You get the stick up in a guy's body when he's trying to skate by you, though. Regardless of what else happens, that's a hooking penalty.
I was going to say it was pretty obvious. I'm not the smartest, sharpest tool in the shed. But I saw that one.
I'm not the sharpest crayon in that box.
Dawson, quick pass cross ice. Rotundo with a chance, as that one was nearly chipped on net, or into the back of the net rather, but it's kept out somehow. Now back to Pelche. Pelche looked cross ice for Dawson, and he was also in a good shooting lane there too. Now Russo picks it up in the neutral zone. Russo flips it in and chases after it. Justin Russo with possession on the far side. Now it's to Rotundo. Rotundo walks cross ice, sends it over for Dawson with the one-time attempt, and that one's turned aside by Lally as the Voodoos get to their 20th shot, something they struggled to do last night against Timmins, and now the puck's off Cowell's leg and out of play.
And that came right out in front of our own social media expert, Harrison DeGarrison.
Well, he likes his hockey souvenirs, so
yeah,
I'm sure he'll hold on to that one. Face off to the far side now in the Vikings territory. As Misa gets back to the point, now to Callaway. Callaway didn't like what he saw, so he throws it to the far side corner. Elliot Lake picks it up, flows it back on the far side. It's kept in by Dubroy. And now another chance, hard hit there, thrown by Misa. Back to the point for DeCallaway. DeCallaway with the shot. Lally with the save.
And there was a tackle right in front of the net there. Grabbed him by the head and just pulled him to the ground. But it looks like there's no call coming from that.
That was Gunner knocked down. Dangerously in front of Lally.
Yeah, he went down. He went to the net hard, but stopped up, and Viking player took exception to that. Now, one thing I've really liked out of Misa that I noticed today, I didn't notice it as much yesterday, but he's really taken the body. He's throwing some good hits. Gunner's going off there, though. Maybe he is feeling some discomfort from that.
Puck back to Dubroy at the point. He gets it over to DeCallaway. Slow little pass cross ice as he didn't get all of it, and then DeCallaway was just able to get a shot away, but it's blocked. Now in the near side corner, Schonenborn playing for it. He gets to it, gets it back to DeCallaway. Back up now for Cal. Cal takes a shot. Lally got it up high, and he still has it, but he's not covered up as the Voodoo's getting a couple more whacks at it before Lally gets a hold of it and covers it up.
You know, for as much as he's not been able to cover it up, we haven't seen a chance like at the other end where Powassan just left the guy all alone in front. The Vikings have done a good job of keeping bodies there and tying up the Voodoos in front of the net. So if they can just get a guy free in there, I'm sure they'll have some more success as the game goes on.
12:36 here as Russo tries to win the draw. Pelche gets it to Russo, and it's out in the slot looking for Cowell, but Cowell's pass behind him to Dawson is out of the zone. Rotundo with it. Up the ice now to Russo, and it's sent back, and now the Vikings have numbers going the other way. It's a 2-on-0. Moving in, takes the shot. It's stopped by Wilcox. And now the Voodoos going the other way. Cowell walks in. Cowell takes the shot, stopped by Lally. Now on the near side wall, we're back to 5-on-5, and there's another delayed penalty here. Ever slashing as Elliot Lake goes back to the box. And I'm going to emphasize this again. At some point, you got to convert.
That's true. They've looked better on the power play than they have in a while, and they're getting some good chances, but good chances don't count unless you're talking about horseshoes or hand grenades.
Shots on goal, 23-10 in favor of the Voodoos, who are going to go to their third straight power play here, all back-to-back in the second period. Dubroy with the chance from the point. It hits the glass behind the net. And DeCallaway picks it back up on the far side. DeCallaway's pass, looked like it was kept in by Cal, but the linesman who has a better angle than we do says, nope, it just got over. So offside call against the Voodoos.
And that's one where when you're playing that point on the power play, you got to make sure you keep that puck in. But these are, early in the season, so I'm sure all these things are being tightened up and refined.
DeCallaway with the puck. Goes for a skate behind his net. Now with some speed down through the neutral zone. DeCallaway on his horse. Goes around behind the Vikings net, still with possession. Looking like Peter Forsberg out there as he gets the puck back in And that's Gunner with it. Good to see him back out on the ice. Gunner's pass to Misa, back to Gunner. Gunner going for a skate around behind the net as well. Gunner lost the handle on it though behind the net. And now Powassan with it as Dubroy comes in for support. Cal threw it towards the net, and that one's off a skate and wide to Callaway. Throwing it towards the net, that one's chipped away. And now the Vikings send it right down the ice, and it's out of play as it hits the roof here at the Powassan Sportsplex.
Yeah, that was a weird bounce. I'm not sure if it was off the net or off a stick or off the glass, but it went up, and I think it hit the net before it hit the roof, and some weird bounces there.
23-10, the shots favor the Voodoos. We're tied at 1 with 11-12 here left in the second period. In for another draw here, the Voodoos, as they change up their power play. That was Russo. Back to Cowell. Now in tight, and that was a good chance as that was Cowell from the, or rather Pelche from the slot. Dawson on the near side wall. Lost the handle on it, but it gets it back as Russo came in for support. Dawson to Pelche. Pelche goes behind the net. Walks out. Had Cowell in a prime zone, but Cowell fanned on the shot. And now Cowell tried to flip it back down deep, and the puck sent down on Wilcox. Dawson with the puck. His pass a little bit too cute for Pelche as it never made it to his target, and now Elliot Lake going the other way. Less than a minute still on the man advantage here for Powassan. Rotundo going for a skate. Over for Dawson. Dawson's pass got to Rotundo, but Rotundo couldn't hold on to it. Now Cowell in his own zone going through the neutral zone. To Russo. Russo sends it in. Pelche, sharp angle. Pelche behind the net. Out front, they score! McCoy with his second of the season. And the Voodoos are up 2-1 on the power play.
McCoy retakes back the goal-scoring lead on the Voodoos 2 games into the season. With a great pinch on a power play there. A great play around behind the net. I think that was Pelche that had him behind there. Pass it right out to McCoy, and he just put it across the body.
Pelche, quite the playmaker here through 2 games, 3 assists.
Yeah, he's playing real good.
Down, or Elliot Lake now looking for the equalizer as they get the puck into Voodoos territory. Boys. Back for Ellard. Ellard with the shot. That one's turned aside by Lally as he's looked fantastic in the net. You can only do so much as a goaltender in this one. 25 shots against, 23 saves as that one comes in again. And he stops that one and leaves it for his man. Less than, well, just under 9.5 minutes left. Puck down the ice in the neutral zone. Powassan once again on the attack with Dawson. Dawson tried to float it towards the front of the net for Cowell. And now it's back to the point, kept in by the Voodoos. Another chance here. Cowell with the backhand. And that one was blocked in front by Elliot Lake. As Cowell still battling for the puck. Going for a skate, gets it to Dawson. It was a little bit too hot to handle. So it comes all the way around to the near side half wall for Rotundo. Rotundo held up by the Viking player now. And now they get some hostilities. As that's Kedroff with him. And the puck is sent down the ice. That'll likely go for icing here. As we'll have to watch Kedroff and Rotundo as that got a little rough there for a moment.
Yeah, the stick got up into Rotundo's body, and he grabbed onto it. And I think it's sort of on his way down. He kind of grabbed onto it, and then that wasn't taken too kindly, and took some shots to the back of him and the back of his head.
Misa on the far side gets it to his man Rive. Rive near side was looking for Cal, but it was on the backhand and Cal couldn't get a good shot away. And now Rive on the far side overskates the puck on the half wall. Elliot Lake will pick it up now. Elliot Lake throws it to Kedroff. Kedroff had it off his stick quickly though as Cal gets in there. Kedroff picks it up though, and he gets it to his man. Now a delayed penalty coming up against the Voodoos here, as that was a big hit on his man. And now Kedroff finds himself slow to get up.
And it looks like that's being called as a high stick. I didn't exactly see what happened. I kind of saw him go down out of the corner of my eye. But looks like a stick got up of... Who's it going to the box here?
Looks like Rive. 8:06 left here in the second period. 2-1 Voodoos lead. Although Elliot Lake has scored on a power play opportunity in this period.
I was hoping we were going to get a mid-period break at a reasonable time, but...
It does not look that way. Shots on goal favor the Voodoos 26-11 as well. Now the puck's out front. McCoy, the most recent goal scorer in this one, sends it down the ice. Carrier with the puck. From his own zone now. Sends it back to his man. That's Jib. Jib walks in. Back to the point, nearly picked off by Pelche. And now a chance just thrown wide of Wilcox's net. Jib to his man. Back to Jib. Out front. Carrier sends it to his guy. Blocked in front by the Voodoos. And now Pelche gets it out of his zone and down the ice. He looked like he wanted to go for a skate with it, but the Vikings caught up to him pretty quick. Now Russo. Good anticipation there.
And Powassan's being called for too many men there.
And the Vikings bench clapping. Actually, the coaching staff, I should say, clapping on that one. I think they're probably unimpressed with how this period's gone from a reffing standpoint.
And there was a few players, there was an extra man for, I don't know, probably 10 seconds before one went to skate back and when the ref blew it down.
Well, it's going to be a 5-on-3 for a minute 12. Voodoos will have to kill this off. Dubroy in for the draw for Powassan. Miller in for his boys. Back to the point. Tomer takes a shot. Now it's far side. That one's blocked. Didn't ever make its way to Wilcox. Minute left on the 5-on-3. Elliot Lake sends it down the ice to their own zone. Tomer with the puck. Goes for a skate. Goes around behind his net. Comes around on the half wall. Still with possession. Tomer. Now backhand chance. That one's blocked by the Voodoos. DeBox. Now on the far side, Kedrov. Kedrov to the middle. Gets it back to his man, Tomer. Tomer to Kedrov. Kedrov with the shot. That one's blocked and kicked aside by Wilcox. And it was into the corner. 25 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Dugwell with the puck. Now it's into the corner, and the Voodoos are just going to be content to kind of kill off as much time as possible here. But Elliot Lake comes away with it. That's McKillop. Good stick there by Powassan, and they're able to get the puck down the ice, as that could have been a dangerous scoring opportunity there. But DeBox got a good stick to block the pass. Now with some speed, Elliot Lake down the ice. Dugwell into Voodoos territory, and is sent on net, stopped by Wilcox, as now it's just a 5-on-4 power play for another 40 seconds.
And this has been great killing by Powassan. There's been a few times where there's been great sticks on passes that would have been out front to someone all alone, just cut off. Last second by a little throw out of the stick, and that's exactly what you need on a penalty kill.
McCoy on the far side now battling for it. Russo comes in for some support. And now comes back. It's DeCallaway with it. DeCallaway sends it quickly down towards the Vikings bench, and now out of play, or down all the way to the Vikings end, I should say. Carrier with the puck. Gets it to Pelche, although Pelche made them turn around. And now it's going for a skate is Elliot Lake, but it's given away to Pelche. Pelche flips the puck down the ice. Carrier will get to it first, and that'll kill off what's left on this man advantage here for too many men. As we're officially back to 5-on-5 hockey, and the Voodoos killed off some really important penalties there. Just over 5 minutes left in the second period, 2-1 Voodoos lead. Carrier with the puck. Flips it down the ice. And now once again, possession here for the Vikings. That's Hendrick. Got it out front, big save by Wilcox. As now Rive gets stripped of the puck. Elliot Lake still with possession, but Rive comes back and breaks up that play. Cal with a nice pass to Gunner. Gunner goes over for Cal. Cal just couldn't quite get it on net. As that was a big save for Wilcox on the other end, and now Cal's in some discomfort on the ice. He's not getting up. As now the play is blown dead as Cal is just on his back. He is really not looking good on the ice right now.
No, he's looking like he's in a lot of pain.
4:31 here left in the second period. That should bring us to our mid-period break. And it looks like it will, so we might as well go to our quick break right now, and we'll be back with more and hopefully an update on Cal on the other side of this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Cal still on the ice as we welcome you back to the Powassan Sportsplex. He's being attended to. He's had some really good looks here in this game against his former team, the Elliot Lake Vikings, but he's very slow to get up, and you don't like to see that in game number 2 of the season.
Yeah, it's looking sort of like shoulder, arm injury, upper body injury.
As he's
not
up
entirely
finally.
sure.
Well, he's able to skate away under his own power, which is good to see.
And he's not going right off to the dressing room, so that's a good sign as well.
We're still here in our mid-period break, though. Powassan with a 2-1 lead. They just killed off a lengthy 5-on-3. So that's a big kill for that group who had already buckled once this period by giving up a power play goal to Elliot Lake.
That was a huge kill that right there, because if they would have let up a goal, especially in the first half, it would have been tied with still more penalty to kill. So to get out of both of those penalties with nothing, that's a huge victory.
2-1 Voodoos lead. Anthony Boyes willing his way down the ice to the Vikings zone. He's hauled down, and there will be a penalty there. And that's going to go for another 2-minute man advantage here for Powassan as Boyd slid in towards the net. Another dangerous play there, but Anthony Boyes just powering his way down the ice.
He just had his body, got in front of got behind the defender, cut in Lena's body, and in attempt to stop him, it looks like a cross check was laid. The ref called it, and the Vikings were arguing that right off the hop, but I've never seen a player successfully argue away a penalty from a referee.
No, not very often, if at all. 4:23 left here in the second period. Voodoos to the man advantage as Caleb Dawson picks it up out for Russo. Russo on the far side now in the corner. He's knocked to the ice and the puck comes loose, and Elliot Lake sends it down the ice. Wilcox catches it in his glove, and that, for young goalies, is why you put your glove on your stick in case it bounces over your stick on plays like that.
Yeah, that was such a weird little bounce, and when those happen, there's nothing more embarrassing, eh, Vesa?
Oh, yeah. Cowell battles his way down. Near side, they score! Caleb Dawson with the second or third goal for the Voodoos in this one. What a goal! That pass found its way over to number 10, and he has his first of the season.
The spirit world did not fail me today, Courtney. But yeah, that was a great play by all the players on the ice to make that play happen. But it got out to Caleb, and he made no mistake and made sure that found the back of the net.
One-time attempt by number 10. How many times have we seen that from him on the power play for the U18 Trappers 2 years ago?
The pucks just find him.
That's what they say. That's saying so 2022, though. 3:45 left. 3-1 Voodoos lead. As the Voodoos have put a couple past them here in this period now. Callaway with the puck, and that'll be a penalty now coming up to Powassan for tripping. Pelche again, another assist here.
That's the Callaway going. Hopefully the Voodoos can kill this one off as successfully as the last one. Hopefully they don't take another one in the process as well. Nope.
Face-off draw to the far side of Wilcox. And now it's one back to the point. Near side, Dugwell with it. On the half wall, Dugwell back to the point. Back to Dugwell. Now in deep. Good pass cross ice, finds Kedrov. He stops up, passes it across. Now to the near side, and the puck hit a stick and goes out of the zone. And Tomer's going to have to go back to his own zone with it. Dugwell Pelche, good skate there, got the puck away from him, and it's bounced in on Lally. Lally leaves it for his man, Tomer. Now cross ice. Emon with the puck, going for a skate behind the net. Back to the point. Kedrov with it, faked his shot, back to Kedrov. In deep. Good block there by McKillop, stopped that chance, but it's kept in by the Vikings, but only momentarily as Pelche goes for a skate with it before deciding to turn around to his zone and send it back to McKillop. Good veteran play there by by Pelche. Now the puck sent down the ice into Vikings territory. Dawson going to be the first on that one after a line change. 35 seconds left, and Elliot Lake with possession going the other way. And that'll be another penalty here as Dawson's going to take a tripping call. And he gets a bit of a, Windsor kind of gives it to him on that one after taking the penalty. Gives him a little tap on the back with a stick.
Yeah. And that's one of those penalties that, it's not an intention penalty, but you got to make sure you're in control of your stick and where it goes, because if it goes right into the feet of the other guy and he falls, that's a clear, easy penalty every time.
So 5-on-3 for 24 seconds. A minute 58 left in the game, and it's 2 minutes on the board for Dawson. So if the Voodoos are successful in this, they won't see 5-on-5 hockey for the rest of this period, but we have a timeout here for the Vikings.
I'm sure they're drawn up a fancy play here, because with the 5-on-3, if they can go into this intermission down by 1 instead of down by 2, or potentially even tied, that's a huge difference for starting the third period than being down by 2. And killing off two-man disadvantages in one period for Powassan would be a huge moral boost.
$1:58 left on the clock, like we said, 24 seconds on the 5-on-3. We see Russo out there with the box and McKillop trying to kill it. Hendrick in for the draw for his mates for the Vikings. Russo tries to win it. He does. Wins it back to McKillop. McKillop tries to get out of the zone. He can't, but it finds Russo, and he's able to bank the puck down the ice. Tomer now picks it up. 10 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Elliot Lake through the neutral zone. Kedrov with it. Kedrov walks across, brings it near side. Back to Tomer. And a good chance there off the rebound. And that one's blocked in front by the Voodoos as there was a good shooting lane there for Elliot Lake. Now a one-time attempt for Kedrov is fanned by him. And the Voodoos send it down the ice as we're back to 5-on-4 now with a minute 20 left, a minute 15 left in the period. Tomer flips it down the ice, couldn't get it through Russo as Russo knocked it down. Now Russo, as the Voodoos have numbers, Justin Russo walks in. He overskated the puck though, he left it behind as the Voodoos had a 2-on-1 developing here shorthanded. Now Rotundo picks it up in his own zone with less than a minute left. Rotundo flips it down the ice. He was looking for his boy, Caden Dubroy, at the other end. And it flips it on Lally, and it's kept in by Dubroy on the far side half wall as he just keeps the puck up against the boards, trying to kill off as much time as he possibly can. And now Elliot Lake comes away with it. 35 seconds in this period remain, and Rive goes to his own end with it. Sam Rive in the corner, lost it. Rotundo now in there. Rive comes in for support. Dubroy looking to help out as well, as that should kill off of some more time here. 22 seconds remain. Puck out front, well over the net, as that was a one-time chance there by Elliot Lake, as they missed it. Now down the ice, Lally with it. This might be a last gasp for the Vikings here in this period. Less than 10 seconds left. Puck sent in. That'll go for icing. And with 5.8 seconds left on the clock, stranger things have happened, but that's likely the end of this period.
And there was a great chance that the Vikings had at one point there, where Wilcox had just taken a shot from the other direction. The puck was wide open in front. They got a shot off, and I'm not sure whether it was Russo or the box that blocked it, but it stopped it from getting from what would have been a sure goal.
And the puck down the ice for Elliot Lake. Here's a chance now developing as Windsor takes a shot just as the buzzer goes. And the Voodoos bench didn't really like that as Caleb Dawson from the penalty box kind of giving him some words. And now the teams coalesce. Wilcox kind of gives Windsor a bit of a tap on the back, who, of course, gave Dawson a tap on the back when he took the penalty earlier.
Yeah.
And now we have a few players jawing at each other here at the end of the second period. But that's how things end here after 40 minutes of play. It's a 3-1 lead for the Powassan Voodoos. And Ben, while the Voodoos did allow a goal in that period, they scored 2 of their own. What did you like about that period? What didn't you like?
I didn't like the penalties, that's for sure. There was certainly some discipline that the Powassan's got to watch how they're handling their sticks, whether they're getting into bodies or into skates. That's can't have that. But aside from those minor lapses, it was great hockey by the Powassan. And yeah, like as a resident of Powassan, I can't ask for too much more out of the boys than the way they killed those 2 penalties so valiantly.
No, good penalty kill period for the Voodoos for sure, although they did give up 1 power play goal, of course. But anyways, that'll do it here for our second period. Voodoos lead 3-1. Shots on goal favor the Voodoos 27-15. I'm Courtney, he's Ben, and we'll be back with more Voodoos hockey on the other side of this intermission.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the start of period number 3 here between the Powassan Voodoos and the Elliot Lake Vikings. Courtney Kenny pleased to be joined by Mr. Ben Long. Goals scoring in the second period. It was Tanner Gold getting his first, assisted by Nate Dugwell and Kay Nemo. They tied it up 3:38 in at 1 apiece, and then later Ryan McCoy with his second of the season, assisted by Nathan Pelche and Caden Cowell at the 10-minute mark on the dot. And then later on in the power play at 16:06, Caleb Dawson doing what Caleb Dawson does, scoring his first of the season. And then that's also assisted by Nathan Pelche and Mason Rotundo, although I believe I saw a video look of it. I believe it's actually Caden Cowell who has the assist on that, not Mason Rotundo. In NOJHL action across the league, Blind River currently leading Hearst 4-2 at the start of the third. The two Sioux teams are tied at 2. Starting the third period there. Timmins is taking it to French River after 40 minutes of play, 6-1. And if Timmins is playing anything like they played here last night, that's not surprising as they beat the Voodoos 5-1 last night. And the Iroquois Falls Storm currently up 2-0 on Kirkland Lake Gold Miners with 13:41 left in the second period. Full slate of hockey here on a Saturday night in the NOJHL. Tomorrow, Elliot Lake will face off against Blind River, so they got a bit of a road trip back, going back to where their way. And Hearst is taking on Espanola at 2. Both those games are going at 1 and 2 o'clock respectively in the NOJHL. So hockey season is back in full swing here in Northern Ontario and Junior A hockey. Soon the OHL will start. Soon the NHL will start. And that's when you know that we're full on. But as of right now, you can tell that fall's coming because, you know, football season started, junior hockey started. It's that time of year, Ben.
Yeah, it really is. You wouldn't tell by the weather outside today. It was sunny and warm all day. We walked into the rink today. It was not sunny, but it was quite warm in here too. I don't know if the temperature's cooled down a little bit or if I've just acclimated to it, but it was really warm and muggy in here earlier.
Yeah, it was. I hope it's cooled down a little bit. I'm only wearing my hoodie out of just used to it, but I'm wearing shorts out of hockey game.
Yeah, I could easily be just in a t-shirt, but
yeah. Caleb Dawson still has him second to kill off in the penalty here that he took late in that second period. And it looks like the Voodoos, unless something happens here with 1 second, it looks like the Voodoos will skate away without allowing a power play goal on that one. As we're set for the opening draw here in period number 3, Elliot Lake and the Road Whites are going left to right. The Voodoos and their home greens are going right to left, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey as Rotundo sends the puck down the ice. Lally played it to Callow. And now Callow and Gunner battling for it in the corner. Elliot Lake comes away with it though. Dugwell sends it to the near side. But Rive picks it up. Rive back into Elliot Lake territory, gets it to Gunner. Gunner goes cross ice, and Rotundo swipes it back in. Sent down the ice now. It's out of play actually as it hits someone on the Vikings bench. And we're 31 seconds into the third period.
That's a couple this game that have hit players on the Vikings bench. And they've been out here before the buzzer each period, ready to go, piled up on the bench, ready to jump on, where the Voodoos like to wait in the locker room until till it's time to go.
Referee having to fix the door that they came out in that didn't close fully. That would have been dangerous if someone hit up against that. As now the puck flipped in on Lally's net, but it hits the end board as it never found its way to the goaltender. Two Voodoos players collide in Elliot Lake territory too, and now going the other way are the Vikings. Coming in, takes a shot. Wilcox making the save there, as that was a good chance for the Vikings. That was Nye with the shot.
The player went hard to the net. I couldn't see. I think it was 11, which is Dugwell. And he went hard to the net, and some of the Voodoos make sure they got in between him and Wilcox.
50 seconds gone here in this final frame, or potential final frame, I suppose. DeBox sends it around. Cowell's going to pick it up at the blue line, gets it to Dubroy. Dubroy takes the shot, stopped by Lally, and he'll cover it up, and we'll get a stoppage of play here.
Despite having 3 goals, Lally has looked really sharp today. He's made a lot of really nice saves, a lot of good glove saves. His rebound control has a few times been a little suspect and gotten lucky that there's defenders there instead of Powassan Voodoos alone to play it, but he's looked all right for 28 shots on net so far.
First game in the NOJHL too. As now Dawson picks up the puck in the offensive zone, sent it rink wide looking for Cowell, but the pass couldn't connect. Now the puck going the other way for Elliot Lake. Gould with a chance, tried to throw it towards the net, never hit the net though. And now Dawson picks it up and gets it to DeBroy. Dawson takes a big hit, he's down on the ice as Kedrov gets to it. Now the puck sent far side, it hits a body and goes out of play there from DeBroy. As we'll have to see if Dawson takes the license plate of that Mack truck that just hit him.
It looks like he has. He's him and there's someone who's drawn back and forth as they're on the way to their benches there. It looks like Gould that he was having probably friendly words with. You know, how are you doing today? Hope the bus trip was nice.
Carrier with the puck behind his net. Sends a big stretch pass up there. But it's negated by the Voodoos, and the Voodoos send it right back down to the neutral zone. Gravel now with it. Has the puck in his own zone. Flips it off the glass. Didn't get it very far though, but Elliot Lake still gets it in. And another chance blocked by Rive. So he doesn't let that puck get through. And it's back to the point. Another chance, another block there by Anthony Boyes this time. As he looked a little worse for wear for a second. And the puck out into the slot, kicked it into the corner. And Gravel gets to it and sends it back in deep. Twisting and turning. Puck comes back to the point. Carrier with the shot turned aside by Wilcox. As now Rive tries to pick it up in his own zone and get it out. They do. Diniz with the puck gets it down to the red line and in. As now he has a Elliot Lake player all over him. And puck down the ice quickly for the Vikings. Kicked aside by Wilcox. Cal, good to see him back out there as he took a bit of a scary spill in that second period. Gets it to Misa. Misa for Gunner. Gunner with the shot, and that one's high and over the net. And then we get a delayed penalty here, as I believe it's going to go to Elliot Lake for tripping.
Now both refs had their arms up, so I'm not sure if they're both calling the same penalty there.
Well, one of them deferred to the other.
But it was Gunner that was making the play out that got tripped that they called it on.
Shots on goal favor the Voodoos 28-17, and now they're back on the power play. They scored on their most recent attempt with Caleb Dawson getting a goal. Justin Russo now in for the draw. Pelche on the near side half wall, but the puck is down the ice and Wilcox plays it. Wilcox flipping it up for Cowell. Cowell going up the ice for Dawson. Dawson sends it in. Lally plays it. Lally plays it out. Dawson picks it up. Gets it over to Cowell on the near side. Cowell for Pelche to Russo. Russo leaves it for Cowell, and it's sent to Rotundo. Rotundo with a shot, and that was stopped by Lally for the 29th shot against the goaltender so far in this one.
And that was a great play by Lally. Catch it right in the red box and hold on to it as there was Voodoos all around. And I'd have to say for special teams, Powassan's really taken advantage on this game with it, having killed 2 3-man penalties, or 2 2-man penalty kills. I'll get numbers right eventually.
DeCallaway with the puck in his own zone. Over a minute still on the man advantage as DeCallaway goes for a skate. One thing I've noticed through 2 games of this Voodoos team, though, is they are built on speed this year. Lots of speedy players.
And they have some smaller guys, but not a whole lot. They have a lot of big guys, too.
Misa on the near side gets it back to DeCallaway. DeCallaway cross ice to his man, takes a shot. That one missed Lally's net. Now DeCallaway tees it up, goes towards the net. That one missed as well. Now Cal picks it up. Cal, sharp angle shot, and that one's missed the net. And DeCallaway just keeps it in. Oh! They say the linesman says that went out, so we'll get an offside call here. With under a minute left on the man advantage, Powassan's going to make a change.
That was a close one on the line there. I thought it managed to be kept in, but the linesmen do position themselves in an ideal spot to see whether it's in or out, so we have a face-off just outside the blue line.
Powassan with possession off the draw. Cowell to Rotundo. Back to Cowell. Cowell in his own zone. Twisting and turning, gets the puck. Now through the neutral zone. Back to Russo. Russo flips it around behind the net. Dawson picks it up on the far side. Dawson takes a shot. That one's blocked in front. And now Rotundo tries to keep it in, but going the other way is Dugwell. Dugwell in alone, tries to get around his man, but a good stop there by Cowell negates that chance. And now Russo going the other way. Russo flips it in. Pelche and Dawson in behind the net to get to it. Dawson flips it back around for Pelche, out front for Russo, and he couldn't top that one in. Now Pelche tried to flip it over the net, and it just sits there on top of the crossbar, and Lally covers it up.
We've seen a bunch of little, sort of neat little attempts at plays like that out of the Voodoos so far, where they're trying to either just flip it over the net, or I've seen a couple attempts at Michigan's this year so far. I don't know how I feel about them being actual real chances in games, but they're trying for it.
John Tortorella will tell you how he feels. Now he's got Michkov doing it right in front of him.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you have a player like Michkov that's like so good, you're just kind of like, all right, I'll put aside what I think about it for him.
Yeah, but I mean, Tortorella's not an accepting guy.
I don't know. If that was me, I'd be like, okay, you can get away with it, but only you. Michkov could really, as we're going to get an offside here against Elliot, Michkov could really turn around the Flyers' fortunes fast.
He could.
I mean, if they are able to get the goaltending situation down in Philadelphia, which will be interesting to see. I mean, they thought that they had the situation under control with Carter Hart, and then
legal issues.
Things happened. But they do have some good young goalies in the Flyers organization. It's just a matter of them figuring out which one can stand up to the task. Near side, the Voodoos, they are able to get the puck out of the zone. I swear to God, we're not Flyers fans up here, but
no, really not.
I do like the orange jerseys though. That's because I like orange in general. Voodoos try to get the puck out of the zone, and they do. As Boys, with some speed, gets the puck down through the neutral zone and into Vikings territory. Another chance here. Elliot Lake tries to get it out. Gunner. Good job disrupting it and keeping it in. As now, Misa tried to get it, but it's out. Janvier down the ice. Stops up. Puck rolls in towards Wilcox. Never made its way. And McKillop with the puck. Couldn't quite get the puck out of the zone, though. McKillop still struggling to get it out, but he gets it into box. This has room to skate. Gets it to Gunner. Gunner passes the red line, dumps it in. Lally stops it up with his stick. And he leaves it for his man behind the net. Elliot Lake once again through the neutral zone. As they get it into Voodoos territory. Rolls it on Wilcox. Wilcox gets a stick on it and covers it up.
And Powassan's getting a slashing call on the play there.
So we'll get another penalty here against the Voodoos with 13:27 left in the third period. It's 3-1 Powassan as they look for their first win on the season.
And these slashing plays, I don't know if I'm a fan of, as it was a stick-on-stick slash, where if a guy has the puck and you attempt to stick check him, but you come down on his stick, that's called as a slash. and I feel like that should be considered a good stick check.
I think it's different if you break the stick, though.
There's no broken stick on that play.
No,
though,
there
right?
isn't. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Now, they get a chance here with a centering pass, and Elliot Lake can't convert. Far side, Tomer takes a shot. That one's stopped up by Wilcox. And no rebound coming there from number 33 in green.
No, that hit him and fell right down in, and he kept control of it. Rotundo was there fighting hard right in front of him.
13:07 in this third period. 3-1 Powassan leads. 1:41 left on the clock in the power play. And the puck back to the point for Tomer. Now Dugwell on the far side. He leaves it for his man. Back to Tomer. Tomer far side. And it's back for Dugwell. Dugwell. Near side, Kedrov with the chance. And that missile just missed the mark. Good chance there for Elliot Lake. Dugwell again. Now another chance tipped towards the net. Saved by Wilcox. Back to Tomer. Tomer with the shot. That one whistles wide as well. Kedrov on the near side wall to Tomer. Tomer to Dugwell. Dugwell. His shot missed the net. Kedrov picks it up on the near side to Tomer. Tomer with another chance. That one's blocked in front of the net and never made it to Wilcox. Now Kedrov in the corner. He's stopped up by the referee as he tried a nifty little behind the back pass, but it was the right move, just wrong area with the referee standing there. Now battle in the corner. 35 seconds left on the man advantage. Still in the corner. Dawson tried to will it out, but Kedrov got to it first. Back to Tomer at the point. Tomer to his man. Takes a shot off the stick of Wilcox, and that one flew up in the air. Rive battling, trying to get it away from Dugwell, but Dugwell keeping it on his stick like a magnet. Now back to Tomer. Tomer, his pass hits the stick of Dawson, and it just rolls out, and that'll kill off what's left on this man advantage as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Now Kedrov with it. Kedrov takes a shot. That one flies wide as well. Another chance from the point. Stopped up by the Voodoos, and now Rive with it. Rive looking for Cowell, and that one's going to go for icing against Powassan as Carrier's going to get to it first.
That was a very dangerous looking power play that Elliot Lake had there. They really kept the puck in the zone well. They got lots of good shots off. Wilcox made a couple really good saves. There's a couple of them that went just wide, and then a couple real heavy shots that just missed that could have been potentially more dangerous. So Powassan got off lucky there, I think, a little bit.
I agree with your analysis on that. Rotundo gains the red line, dumps it back in. Lally out to play it. Now on the far side, the puck does come out to the neutral zone and is sent back in by McCoy. Lally plays the puck around to his man. Russo giving pressure. And Carrier gets it out through the neutral zone. Now Powassan, Russo out for Cowell. Cowell flips it right back in. And Cowell and Russo peel off for a change. Carrier with some speed through the neutral zone. Carrier walks in, mishandled it, and now a shot hit Carrier from the point and just went wide. Now Pelche up through the neutral zone now. Takes a shot, turned aside by Lally. The 30th shot of the game for Powassan. Elliot Lake still with possession in their own zone, although a clearing attempt is fanned on, and Boyes comes in and ties his man up against the boards. Battling in the corner on the far side now in Vikings territory. Nobody seems to be moving the puck, and there's very little movement over there in general. Now Boyes is able to move it, still in the corner though and tied up. As now it comes out, Gravel with it. Has the puck, flips it down, it's kept out by the Vikings, and now Wilcox plays it behind his net. We're under halfway through this period. McKillop with the puck. He's looking for Boyes. No icing there as the linesman says there was contact with the puck. And now it's back into Vikings territory. Elliot Lake with possession. Flips the puck down the ice. That's a delayed offside there. And McKillop takes his man into the boards. Russo goes cross ice looking for Deniz. And now behind the net. Elliot Lake once again. With possession through the neutral zone, the Vikings take it. And now a big hit along the boards will result in a penalty here against Powassan. So the Voodoos back to the penalty kill here with 9:02 left in this third period. Shots on goal favor Powassan, 30-20.
So there was a few plays on there where the large coaching staff on the Vikings bench was upset and looking for calls. That didn't happen, so they were quite pleased when that one did. With 9:02 left in the game, we're 30-20 shots.
Kedrov, far side, Dugwell. They had a very good looking power play earlier this period. I'll have to see if they build off that momentum. Dugwell to Kedrov at the point. Kedrov back to Dugwell. Dugwell's been fun to watch. Now Tomer with a shot, and Wilcox with the save, as he was able to see that one right from the point.
That was a good save. He got out there, squared up, and was able to keep it in, so there was no rebounds. Powassan makes a line change here. 8:41, 3-1 the score.
Russo in for the draw on the far side of Wilcox against Dugwell. The Voodoos win it into the corner. That is kept in by Elliot Lake as they get it to Dugwell at the point. He's been the dangerous one, most dangerous one on this power play, moving it around. Russo gets to a bouncing puck, dumps it down, 1:20 left on the man advantage. Lally out to play it. Gets it to Tomer. Tomer with some speed into Voodoos territory now, along with McKillop in there. Pelche battling for it. 3 green jerseys in it, but a white Vikings jersey comes away with it. Kedrov, the near side half wall, takes the shot. That one hit a body and goes wide, and now Pelche with a good stick knocks the puck down the ice. Tomer brings it down into Voodoos territory. Russo nearly picked him off. And now Tomer tried to get it across ice, but DeCallaway with a good stick knocks it away. Russo with a good backhand, just missing the roof, as Lally now is able to get it down the ice as Dubroy was all over him. That puck coming within an inch it had to of hitting the roof, but instead it kills off some precious time for Powassan, and the puck all the way back down for Lally to play it. Lally up the ice, 20 seconds remaining on the man advantage now. Gets it to his man. It's turned aside by the goalie again, as the Voodoos coming and getting 2 quick shots off on the netminder. Now near side, McKillop to Gunner. Gunner tried to chip it down for Rotundo. And battling near on the near side. Once again, Misa comes in for it. Misa tries to get around his man. He did, but the puck got off his stick and is back into the neutral zone for Elliot Lake. Vikings can't quite get a hold of it as Carrier picks it up. Carrier, far side for his guys. Now it's back into Voodoos territory. DeBox sends it out to the neutral zone, but Carrier is able to pick it up. Carrier to his man near side, and Wilcox is just going to cover that one up, and now DeBox and his man have a few words for each other here, as they're still talking it out. But that will bring us to our mid-period break, though. So, with that being said, we have just under 6 minutes left of this one, and it's 3-1 Powassan. We'll be back with more Frontline Powassan Voodoos hockey on the other side of this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Well, Ben, I know you're a big proponent of a certain menu item of Average Joe's that Ben Sargent didn't seem to believe existed yesterday when we talked about it.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know that duck wings were a thing. I mean, it's a very obvious concept.
Well, you know Ben Sargent like I know Ben Sargent.
I didn't want to say anything.
I love the guy, though. Can't say too much bad about him, I guess.
I mean, you could, but what's really the point?
Well, I guess. By the way, huge shout out to Mike Brown, our camera operator. It's his birthday, as always, on game day.
Happy birthday, Mike Brown.
And Harrison from the Garrison down in the corner getting some ice level videos. He had a really nice view of the Caleb Dawson goal in the second period, and he posted that one to socials.
The socials just find them.
They do. Schoenborg down the ice, couldn't quite get to it as Callow dumps it down the ice again, now through the neutral zone. Selesky trying to get in to Voodoos zone. Now Pelche gets to it. Pelche twisting and turning, and he doesn't like what he sees, so he sends it back over near side to Reed DeBox. And DeBox sends it into the neutral zone. Now battle for it right at center ice as Russo gets it back to McKillop. McKillop, his pass, hits a stick, and it goes out. Now Russo missed the body on that one. And the Vikings score! On a sharp angled shot, Chalesky with his first of the season beat Wilcox. And with 5:11 left in the third period, it's now a 1-goal game, 3-2 Voodoos lead.
And that's got to be a good feeling on the Vikings bench to bring himself back in close there. And that was an unfortunate shot with that looked like it had, some men in front where I don't think Wilcox got a good view of it all the way, and it was from kind of in close. But either way, we have a close hockey game again.
A little tight here, indeed. As we'll have to see how both teams respond after that as Dubroy quickly on the attack, gets it to Cowell. Cowell couldn't get around his man, though, as he's taken into the corner with the puck. Dawson in there digging as well, as the puck is just stuck up against the boards now. Cowell comes away with it, still in the corner. Tries to chip it over to Dawson. Dawson couldn't quite get a clean shot off. And now the puck back through the neutral zone by Elliot Lake. Vikings flip it in far to the near side. McCoy throwing a big hit in the corner as he throws his weight around there. Now on the far side, Elliot Lake comes away with it, tries to flip it over Wilcox's net, didn't hit the goaltender or the net. And now DeCallaway picks it up. DeCallaway up for Dawson on the near side wall. He can't get the puck out as the stick of Carrier just explodes. Now Dubroy down the ice with Cowell. Over for Cowell, takes the shot. Big save by Lally, another chance by Dubroy. Is turned aside by the netminder who is down on the ice. Big save by Lally, oh my goodness. Now Diniz with it, up for Ellard. Ellard backhands it down the ice. 3:50 remaining in regulation here. Elliot Lake picks up the puck. Flipping it up, now trying to go cross ice, but a good pick off there by Rotundo. As he gets it out, Callow in the neutral zone, flips it back in. Wilcox plays it, leaves it for Rotundo. Rotundo with the puck, gets it down the ice. That will go for icing though, as it didn't hit its intended target. And we'll get a stoppage and play here.
And that move by Rotundo to jump in front of his own net is one that always scares me. Whether I'm playing goalie or any time I've been coaching, I don't want players doing that. I don't care who you are, it's a bad play. I mean, I know Eric Carlson made a career out of it, and he did all right for himself, but...
Yeah, well, people won't necessarily say that Eric Carlson's the best defensive defenseman in the world, though, either.
That's true.
Which is one thing that kind of annoys me about the Norris Trophy, is it's based mostly on offense, and it's like, okay, well, then make a best defensive defenseman trophy then.
Yeah.
As the puck comes in, not to say that Eric Carlson's not a good defenseman. He's just offensively gifted. Puck, sharp angle, stopped by Wilcox there. As the Voodoos try to get the puck out of the zone, and they do. Now Elliot Lake applying all sorts of pressure here in this game after they scored the second goal. 2:50 left here. As Elliot Lake will have to keep an eye on Lally to see when and if he's pulled. Down the ice, that missed Gunner, that'll go for icing.
This last little bit, we've seen a bit of Powassan's passes not being as crisp on the tape as it was maybe a bit earlier in the game when they were controlling a bit of the show. And I'm sure that's, getting to the end of a second game in 2 days. I'm sure the legs are getting a little wobbly and all those things.
We'll have to see here as Chalesky from the point on the backhand found its way to Wilcox, but it's turned aside by the goaltender. Less than 2.5 minutes left here in this period and potentially in this game. Elliot Lake will be pressing now. Lally still in his net. As now the puck stuck up against the boards. Dugwell, dipsy doodles around Misa, gets the puck towards Wilcox, and that one, the goaltender stopped, and now bodies are flying towards the net. Wilcox went down, but he's able to get up. And now there's a couple of green jerseys standing over top of Vikings goalie, player, I should say. I'm just missing all the words.
English and stuff.
Yes.
I forget the English word for that.
You know what? Me too.
But either way, Wilcox had covered it up, and the Vikings player, I'm not exactly sure who it was there. It might have been Nye, took some digs at him, and justifiably Powassan was not too impressed with that and made sure he found his way to the ice.
Face-off will be coming to the near side of Wilcox's crease. Glove hand for those of you at home, but near side to the broadcast. Has a chance there. Kedrov tried to get it off the draw, but he's tied up by McCoy. McCoy still battling for it. Russo gets it into the corner, but the puck hopped over his stick and came out. Now Carrier. As McCoy and his man just battling. That's Kedrov. They're still going at it. McCoy's helmet came off, and the play is blown dead because of it.
And I'm not sure what happened there, but the Vikings player,
that's Kedrov.
Kedrov, pulled his helmet off and was throwing punches, but as soon as they got back up and McCoy was able to defend himself, all of a sudden he didn't look like he wanted to fight anymore. So,
well, McCoy's being shown the door, so he'll go off for the rest of the game. He scored a goal here this evening as well.
Looks like Kedrov's getting the gate as well.
Yep. Be interesting to see what they call it. Will they call it fighting? Will they call it roughing? I don't know.
I'm not sure, because even if it was just 2-minute offsets, they'd be in the box for the rest of the game, so they would just show them out. So it could really be anything. They each got 2 minutes for one was tripping and one was elbowing.
That's what the call is, yeah?
I don't know. I'm just making up nonsense.
Well, we'll have to listen in to see what public address announcer Mike Brito has to say. $1:54 left in this game. Lally out to the top of his crease, looking, I'm sure, to go depending on if Elliot Lake gets possession. Rive playing the puck on the corner. As Lally still looking towards the bench, wondering when he should go. Powassan, though, able to get the puck to the point, but not out. As Rive gets to it now in the corner again.
Lally leaves his net.
5-on-6 here, and now we'll have a stoppage. As it looks like they're saying that the Lally got to the bench and the player for the Vikings was off already too quickly. 1:32 left. I believe that's what they're saying here.
It looks like they're pulling the face-off back to center ice, so I'm not sure what the call is on that. The ref is explaining it to a player. And
I mean, Lally wasn't even to the blue line before the player was gone off the bench, though.
yeah, so I'm sure it must be like a illegal change or whatever that's called.
McKillop tried to bat the puck down the ice. The Vikings get to it. Now a big hit on Dugwell. Knocks him to the ice. The Vikings bench not happy about that at all. There's a delayed penalty coming to Powassan at some point when they touch the puck. And now a late hit on Dubroy. And we'll have to see if there's going to be offsetting penalties that come from it. The Vikings bench was yelling at their players to just let the Voodoos touch the puck to get the power play. And a late hit on Dubroy. We'll have to see if it does. Dugwell's going to the box.
So
Dugwell and McKillop.
McKillop's was a justified penalty. They were tied up, and he did, punched him in the face or something and knocked him down. I get that penalty. But the penalty that the Vikings took after that was nonsense. Dubroy was touching the puck and was going to give them a power play, and he was just cross-checked in the back of the head, it looked like. And that's a senseless call that's, potentially going to injure someone that,
Well, it just took away a power play opportunity for the Vikings here in the last minute.
Yeah, it's
which
would dumb have been play and a dangerous play. And
well, we're 4-on-4 here. It would have been a two-man advantage, too, for the Vikings, as they would have been able to pull the goalie. And now the Vikings go. We'll have to see if Lally goes.
Lally
does go. Puck sent towards Wilcox's net. Russo gets to it. As it missed the net, Pelche tipped it out. Less than a minute here on the clock. Carrier, far side, gets it to Janvier. Now near side, flipped in. That'll be an offside call here against the Vikings with 47.6 remaining on the clock. 3-2 Powassan leads.
And that was a funny one that Lally got leaving his net again, and the Vikings player jumped on and then just stopped for a couple seconds to let Lally get close to the net before he joined the play.
In for the draw now, Jib. Lally back in the goal as well. As the puck won back into Voodoos territory, DeBox tried to get it out but couldn't, as it's kept in.
Lally's left the net again.
Now here we go. 5-on-4 now for Elliot Lake. 30 seconds remaining though. Comes to Russo. Russo behind the net. Tries to dump the puck down into the corner to Callaway, gets to it. And it's kept in again by Elliot Lake. Voodoo's inability to get it out, they finally do. As now Russo gets to it, he sends it towards the net. Blocked there by Janvier. Now Elliot Lake down the ice quickly. Walking in, Elliot Lake. 10 seconds remaining here. Dubroy with the puck. Dubroy takes the shot, he scores! Caden Dubroy ices this one with 4.9 seconds on the clock. An empty net goal for his first of the season.
I'm sure we're going to see many more of those out of Dubroy this year, but it's a good one for him to ice this game and make sure good play in the defensive end to get the puck out. And then he held on to it till he could get the right angle to get the shot past the defenseman and into the open net there.
One more draw to come here with 4.9 seconds left. 4-2 Voodoos lead. First of the season for Dubroy. And the puck is won back by the Voodoos, and they'll hold on to it. And the Voodoos as a team are in flight as they pick up their first win of the 24-25 NOJHL season here on home ice, defeating the Elliot Lake Vikings 4-2, sending the home fans home happy here after a tight game late in the third period.
And that was a big game out of Wilcox, 27 shots against, only letting 2 goals. And was able to come up with some big saves at crucial moments, especially on the penalty kill. As the Voodoos, you hear the fans cheer as the Voodoos salute the audience.
Lally with a big game in net 2 for Elliot Lake, making 33
saves.
No, 32. He allowed 3 goals. Math,
yes. Yes, math.
making 32 saves here in his NOJHL debut, looking very good in net as well, as we try and treat the home fans to a really good instance of our math skills.
We know numbers.
Yeah, numbers are good.
We know the best numbers.
We have the best numbers. Wonderful numbers.
Wonderful numbers. Huge numbers.
Beautiful numbers, they say.
Beautiful.
Anyways, 4-2 victory for the Voodoos. That'll end things here for us. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Ben Long. Mike Brown, the camera operator, and Harrison Clement, bringing us all the wonderful social media content. As there's Caleb Dawson coming out on the ice after the 3 stars of the game. And as always, keep your eye on the front line.
Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.